Hey, my people, what's going on? This is Major TV. Let's talk. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time. And I kind of was looking at different videos and people talking about leadership, what's black true leadership, and do we need leadership for black people to follow? And it was from people that's YouTubers or in the pro-black community that's talking about this because of all the infight, right? But I'm angling it from a different angle, and I'm gonna just be as blunt about it. Why is black leadership neutralized? Excuse me. I'm gonna change that, put another twist to it. Why is it so easy for black leadership to be neutralized? I believe because a lot of times we take for granted the power that be, the American government, systemic racism, and how powerful it is. I think that a lot of times we step out on faith with all good intentions, have information, but I think the buck stopped right there. I think that a lot of times we don't think it all the way out. We don't think it all the way through. And we tend to just talk a bit too much. And we tend to not understanding how serious the fight is. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the fact of just getting killed or getting locked up. I'm just talking about being silenced. I'm talking about being ostracized, because when you're going up against the most powerful government in the world, you're seeing a lot of things, exposing a lot of truth. You have to at least be ready and prepared for consequence. And I see a lot of people sounding so discouraged in the fight, right? In these pro-black campaigns, trying to inform our people because of the back and forth and fight, because of the fact that some people don't agree with other people, because of the fact that a lot of time you think that when you get in a fight it's gonna be all gravy, but when you look way down the road, it's a whole lot of hoopla that a person have to deal with, like, and you wonder why some people been in the fight for so long, and then a lot of these leaders become watered down leaders, whereas, and we don't understand this how capitalism works. But let me just be frank with you with capitalism. Capitalism determines who lives, who dies. Capitalism is so powerful to the point where it'll make the person that you would never think compromised. Why? You need money. You need currency. You need wealth to survive. And I think some of the best people, black people, not all, but a nice bit of us, have succumbed to capitalism to the point where is it the struggle becoming appearing more commercial than realistic as for overcoming, and we're more about exposing all the uglies, but not talking about what to really do. You know, I mean, what is dealing with the police violence, what is dealing with systemic racism, and the aspect that we're not getting the funding for black banks and businesses. We're not getting the proper promotions, housing, community development, all the things that a government do to keep a community surviving and thriving, right? Having those built-in initiatives and whatnot, making sure that families can survive, right? The black community be on the very bottom of receiving anything. And a lot of time we talk about these things in great extent. I mean, we go talk about the books. We go to showing different slides or going back in history, showing documents and pictures and you name it, right? But we just only exposing it, in which that's our job, but that's only a part of it. That's just one part of the job. The other job is coming with answers. And I think the issue they had with Grandmaster Jim when he came on the scene, he immediately jumped on top of the problem of police violence, right? And show what you can be on the Second Amendment and make a lot of noise, not just through protesting, exercising the right to speak, but also being armed legally. And that's the first time in a long time we've seen direct answers to a serious problem with police violence. But he was trying to transcend into the black community, also police community too. It was just deeper than just the police violence. You know, people be like, well, you got a problem in the black community, y'all kill each other and what have you. White people kill each other too. Hispanics, Asians, what have you. So don't even come at us like that. But it is an issue in our community that Grandmaster Jim was trying to address too. And I feel that a lot of times when we speak about the issues in our community, we don't be having real answers, and we be getting into this ego thing, right? And see, we kind of talk about the COINTELPRO, the Black Messiah, how he was talking, this black organization, this black person, and so forth, so on, the 60s and 70s. But we, in this day and age right now, it's like, we so messed up in the head, we fighting among each other, and it could be government interference, but I feel like a lot of it's just self-hate, egotism among our own leadership, among people that want to be front and center, that want to speak about the black experience, the issues with white America, with this racist government, all systemic things that's going on to hold people back, right? But there's not too much in place for us to really exercise. We need to exercise, because if it was, we won't be dealing with the same problem we're dealing with over and over and over again. And the gradual process in the black community has been gradual because, Lord, we have failed to come together. And why black leadership, I feel, get neutralized easily is because we don't really see the big picture. We don't really understand that it's not about me as a leader, for example, and just informing you about things and open your eyes about our realities as black people in America. But we have to know how to embolden the people. And I think emboldening the people requires you to have the if factor. And I've been saying lately, if factor, like what you mean, Major, the if factor. That special quality about yourself, whereas the man can be separated I'm going to think about what I'm about to say. Let's digress for a second, just think what I'm about to say. What I'm trying to say is, what made Malcolm X? What made Martin Luther King different? I'm going to use them two iconic, powerful, black, beloved men. Was that they was willing to go all the way at any cost. Because it didn't make it about them. That's the problem with the black church. That's the problem with a lot of black people that's in high positions, right? They make it about them and get caught up into the moment of the hype of being recognized in a noble and notoriety way, but fail to really get over to the people, the reason why you're doing what you're doing, if that makes sense. Malcolm and Martin put the people first. Their heart was in it. They had plans about how they want to go about doing it. And though their road was long and hard, dark, gloomy, scary, they continue to work hard for black people until the day they die, unfortunately. And now we have these leaders out here that speak black, or we have people that's talking about issues in our community, but you can't separate them from everybody else that's saying and doing the same thing. And that's what capitalism does us, because whether we want to accept it or not, it's not too much about dealing with compromising. It's more about understanding that the fight is so strong and deep that if we don't know how to embolden our people to stand on their own 2 feet and build a black community, not just off of one man behind millions of people speaking, but behind people that understand what's being conveyed to them. And having these people feel so emboldened, having these people feel so enlightened and inspired to want to do better as an individual and collective as a black community. And I just believe that it's so easy, the government is sliding, because blacks can be easily paid off. Easily. Because the mindset, black leaders can easily be paid off, or easily compromised. When their life is being challenged, or when their pockets are tight. And the biggest problem in the black community that we fail to understand, this government gonna try to win by any means. Meaning that they will throw money at you. They will send your people at you. They will try to destroy you, whether putting you in jail or ultimately killing you. But ultimately, their goal is to silence you by any means. And when I say embolden the people, is we as a leader, black leader, you gotta be ready to die, right? You gotta be ready to take the message from here all the way over there. And throughout that walk, you gotta be ready for any and everything. I think a lot of our leadership is so caught up into a personal stuff that they're going through and the means to survive, at the same time come with a message. That it get cluttered, it get all mixed up, and we don't really see what we're really doing anymore. Because I don't care how much you preach, demonstrate, or even create, which that'd be a great thing to create. You can't get lost in your message. Whereas you're speaking about things, but then you're doing something different in reference to everything coincide. That's the problem with a lot of people that speak black and talk about doing things for the black in the black community. It's like the actions sometimes show different, or they're not all the way going through with the message. While you got the powers that be watching you, and they throwing stuff at you, everything, whether you know it or not. And I just think that it's easy to neutralize black leaders, because the fight is a fight that has to happen, and we have to get out here on faith and do our individual part as well as collectively. But I also think that it defeats the purpose and is counterproductive You're willing to speak a certain kind of way or create or do something and not ready to die or don't know how to make money. And I think, and I kind of drag with getting to where I'm trying to go at, a lot of leadership don't know how to make money. And what I mean is, if you know how to make money, you're going to teach other people how to make money. Not charge, teach how to make money. I feel like it's so easy for a black to get hindered in his progress, right? Because if you can't make money, right, and if you can't hire other black people, and if you can't help other black people, and I'm talking about financially, if you can't create an environment where black people can thrive and grow, then your whole message get tainted. And you die in that message because the government is trying its best to destroy you in whatever you're saying. And like I said, they would throw that money at black people. And that's one thing we fail to realize. And then we won't criticize black people getting caught up in that. Well, black people got bills to pay. They got a life, kids, and whatever. And they easily would get sucked into whatever this government or these white folks give us, because they don't have it like that. And you're not providing it for them. And you're probably charging them. And I'm not knocking nobody charging another black person. But I just feel like sometimes we just got to be willing to help. But if our stuff not together as a leader, as a people, how are we going to be able to help the next brother, man, or sister? I always say this to a friend of mine, he's a Muslim, you know. And it's critical about things in the community. We have our issues of going back and forth. And I just tell him, man, the history report and talking about the bad things happen to us and blah, 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 it's cool. But I said, if you can't show a black man how to make $1, we doomed. I remember reading a long time ago, right? As if we have political power. You know what I'm saying? We have political power. People say we do have political power. Socially, we have advanced a lot, right? Education-wise, we advanced a lot in reference to getting education and what have you. Compared to way back when, right? Spiritually, we've always been a spiritual people, whether we believe in spirit, Christian, Islam, Afro spirituality, what have you. You know, but one thing we lack is economical power. You know, we don't know how to make money in the pro-black movement. You have black people that's billionaires and millionaires, and a lot of us criticize them getting it, but hey, they did what they do. Well, we have failed in our quest, and I'm talking about the leadership. And leadership, I'm talking about, they got millions of money around them, right? But it's serving their means only. It's not serving the black community means. Their means the people around. It's not serving all of us, right? And we're talking about something that's been going on for a very long time. And I just feel like the message and the movement hasn't penetrated as deep as it should have, in the sense of convincing black people this is the way you should go. I just think that the government is just powerful. And I believe that black people, especially people that really start finding out the light and really start coming to the light and sharing information. I can't question nobody's intent, because everybody have different intentions, and I want to believe every black man, black woman that speak pro-black and want the black community to overcome systemic racism and do well in life, I want to believe that they have good intentions. But sometimes I really question all the years of what we've been going through. When we know about people that are sold out, we know about how a lot of black people been bought off, you know. But I'm talking about 2020. I'm talking about now. What's the excuse? You know, we keep talking about all the shit that's going on in the community and what we need to get done, but we have yet to really mobilize our community like we should. So that's why I believe black leadership can be neutralized, because we take for granted the power of the movement, and we take for granted the power of the government, and we take for granted the ability to create a dollar. Because you don't have to hustle your people to create a dollar. And you don't have to sell no dreams to create no dollar. All you have to do is use your brain. And I can personally attest to that. But if you're sitting around thinking that you're going to say this and you're going to say that, and people just automatically gravitate to it. We got all these vices out here, you know what I'm saying? Government, media, entertainment, etc., that's just trying to definitely eliminate anything you're trying to do to progress the black mind. It can be almost impossible. We always talk about we have to build, and we have to build our own community. We gotta do that. But why are we not doing it? You know? And on the smallest levels, possibly it's being done, but I just feel like we have too many people, powerful, influential black people that definitely are able to galvanize, engage, and take things to the next level. But I don't think that it'll be successful if they don't show more attention to the black community. If they don't really get a hold of what's going on. Going back to what I was saying about Martin Luther King and Malcolm. They had the it factor. And people will go out the way or even die for these brothers. For the black community definitely was encouraged by their fight to create every possible opportunity a black man could have enjoyed. And it was just different. They were different, you know. Times was different back then. But now, there is more money than ever in this country. There's more black millionaires ever in this country. The leadership skyrocketed in this country, the black leadership. Black people have been very creative in creating opportunity and making money. But it's been very abstract. And it's been very it's not as progressive as it should be. But I just think that we really have to become serious about what we talk about, what we trying to do. We really have to get out here and convince the black community that we're not just trying to help them, but create opportunity to be able to put money in their pocket, to look at the opposing housing, you know, the black blanks. Hospitals definitely need hospitals. Clean up our neighborhood. Getting a better education. I just feel like, and I'm kind of, like on the drywall where I'm going at with this, because I really say what I wanted to say, but to me inside, I don't know if it punched you like I wanted to punch you. But I just question some things, and I question since whereas it's not a whole lot of accountability on our black leadership or transparency. And I don't think that we really I don't think we're really taking the fight in the black community like we should. We really should take the fight to them. Look, I don't have all the answers. I'm just a brother who cares. And when I started this channel, this was all about showing black people I care. Showing black people that, excuse me, despite our struggles, we can overcome. It won't be easy to fight. And it won't be easy just making sense of a lot of stuff. But one thing I'm going to say is, if we really believe in that higher source in our life, a higher power source, if we believe that things will get better, and if we put forward our agree foot, we really make up our mind, and the change really started in us. I think so much has changed for black people. I think so much has changed in black leadership and what have you. But we have to take that first step. So that's what I wanted to talk about, y'all. Thank you again for listening. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification button. I will have some more content dropping. I said we have a lot to say, man. I just feel like we're at a point in our life where we have to challenge each other. We have to really fight. We have to really, really fight. All right, y'all. Take care.